Hi guys, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are around the world watching me. This is Chris and welcome to Chris Digitals. Today I'll be showing you guys this simple minimalist student organizer. You can call it a planner, but I kind of choose to call it an organizer or also a planner if you want to. The reason this is an organizer to me is, it's very minimalistic, it's very compact, it's not a full-fledged notebook where you can write and take all your lecture notes and stuff, just like I did when I was in college. So when I was in college I used something like this, and that really this is like a full-fledged notes that I used. So I have everything about my studies right here. I took notes and stuff. So this was my notebook, this was my organizer, this was everything. So I just used it based on my needs in school and everything that I needed to do. So this was what I used my notebook for. But what I created is not for this purpose. You can use the simple um, organizer as a body system with your notebook. You can create a notebook just like this and use the simple organizer as a way to organize yourself and organize everything that you do in school. They said the first step to succeed in school is organization. So if you want to really succeed in school, the first thing to do is to organize yourself, organize your textbooks, organize your credit hours, like know what when where your classroom is, know who your professor is, know who your program director is, just in case you need help or you need to have a discussion with them about your studies and stuff. You also want to have a study plan. You want to have a good plan on how to study, for your exams, for your tests, for your quiz. And you just want to organize yourself, not just have everything everywhere. When I was a student, I fell into that category whereby I had everything written on a piece of paper or written on a book, and sometimes I misplace them and I don't know where things are. So I have to ask my friends, and hey, please, do you remember when is this test, or do you remember what classroom number is this, because they changed it due to some situation in school. They changed the venue of our classroom. So all those things I used to forget, but when you have an organizer just like this, it will help you to know where your class is. So for example, all these are examples. I just did a section that has mathematics, chemistry, physics, computer science, A&P or anatomy and physiology, art, accounting, economics. And right here I just have like some of them here. So classes and credit. So if you have your classes, say for mathematics, you have the room number is 101. At least you have this front page right here. It's your overview page. This is your front page, your overview page. This is where you can look and see everything that you're doing for your studies, for your school. So right here, let's start from here, guys. So right here you have this highlighted square around May. That tells you this is May. Okay, it tells you this is the month of May, and your study plan is right here. You can organize your own study plan. All right, this was an example that I did. I created 5 rows, and I just insert the subject within this this section of math. I just include the subject within mathematics. So within math you have geometry, you have statistics, calculus, trigonometry, algebra, matrix, and equations. Some of these ones I just made them up, okay? But I think if you're a math student, you probably know you have to deal with some of this, if not all of this. And here I put T start, which is time start for your study plan. So here you want to have a very organized study time. You know, another way to succeed in school is to always have a place where you go and study and exact time when you study, because that doing that gives your brain or your body that assimilation that when you're sitting down in this particular place around this time, it is business time, it is study time. I use that a lot in school. You know, like I did that a lot, like just, you know, go to this room in the library. And once I'm in there at that particular time, I know my cell phone is turned off. Every other distraction is turned off. It is study time. And then I take a break in between that time, you know, from probably a 30 minutes break, you know, and then I go back and I continue studying. Then when I'm done studying, I put a time end or the end time. I put it right here. And if I'm done with that day, I check on that, put a check there. That is done. Okay. I could do, say, example, if you want to do, you want to study geometry and statistics in one day, you can split your time. You can say from, you know, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. you're going to do geometry, and between that you're going to take a 30 minutes break, and you click that. And then from um, say 5:30, you know, to 7:30, take a 30 minutes break or whatever break you want to take, and then you check that. And you just keep doing that. You can organize yourself, and when you see your simple organizer like this, it gives you the momentum to want to study. You know that, you know, you are held accountable. You hold yourself accountable just going through this. Okay, that's why I call it a simple organizer, because it helps a student to organize themselves properly, to plan ahead for success. Okay, so I did 3 sections of this, and what I did here, you notice that I switch the study plan. So if you study geometry and statistics in one day, the next day you might decide to want to study trig, or the next week you might want to study trig and study calculus. You know, I just switch them the way I wanted. You guys can do whatever you want when you create this table. This table doesn't come with a planner. Okay, you will have to create this table yourself. All I'm giving you guys, it's a template. And by the way, this template is free. It's 100% free. You can download it in the description below. And it's just optional if you want to donate anything for this course, for this time that I'm using to give you guys this. It's, you guys can donate how much you guys want to donate. It's up to you. All right, so let's move to this. I think we talked about this a little bit. So let's come down to this section. This section is just a subject professor. So for example, my subject is mathematics right here, and my professor's name, I made this one up, is Professor John Smith. He has a bachelor's in science and a master's degree also. So, and my program director for my math, it's Dr. Jane Doe. I just made the name up, and she's a Bachelor of Science, Master's, and a PhD holder. Okay, so you guys can, in your real life, in your real study, you can do this. Okay, you can put their names there, so at least you don't forget. Even if you want to put the phone numbers and the room number of your program director, you can do that. You can just put his number there, and you can put his room number, same as this professor here. You can even put his open office time. You know, you can put that here too. You know, let's say open office, like when he sees students, you can just put that there too. You know, like Monday to Friday, we can just put, say, 12 to 3 p. That's when he sees student. And you can do the same thing here too for your for this program director. Now you can just copy that and come here, just paste that, and you can put these ones on, same thing, or you can just change it to maybe he sees student 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. He's the program director, right? That's what they pay him for, right? Anyway, so you can do that, and you can put their room number too. Okay, so this is the overview of the page. All right, now if you download this, when you download this, it's gonna come like this. Okay, it's gonna come like this. You will have to put in the calendar. I'm going to provide you guys a calendar if you want. I'll provide that. It's also going to be in the description. It's going to come with the template. All right, so there will be a folder within the zip file that I'm going to give you guys. It's going to be called calendar. Okay, so you guys can just put that yourself. And I also included in the zip file editable files. Okay, so you guys will be able to edit these files. You can change things. If you don't want this to be student plan or study plan, you can just go here and just click it and just remove it and put whatever you want to put in. Okay, so you can say study time and just put that there. If you don't want this to be classes and credit, you can change that also. If you want this to be something else without saying subject professor, you want to put maybe math professor, you can put it there. If you want to put program director, you can leave it like that too. All right, so the next one also, let's go to OneNote. Okay, so within the math, I have May week 1, okay, because this is the month of May. All right, when I click on, since we are still in May, this is highlighted. If I go to June, look what happens. So you just jump to June, right? And I'll show you guys how to make this. All right, if I go to July, it will jump to July, August, September, so on and so forth. The way to do this is just very easy. You go to draw and you go to shape and you go to this rectangle, and now you can just draw. Let's say for example, want to do for April, and just do that. That's all, guys. You can just do that, and that's all. And all you have to do is just, when you create your own, let's for example, let's make sure this is taken out from default template. Okay, let's say for example, I'll just take this out so I can show you guys a real life example. All right, so let's say this wasn't in September, right? So let's say we only had August, and when I click September, nothing happens, right? So August, September, nothing happens, right? So to do September, I'm just going to click on that September, and I'm going to go to the shapes, go to rectangle, and I'm just going to draw around September. I'm just going to drag this while I'm holding the Alt key and put it right there. Okay, so now I just created one for September. If I go to July, you see it's in July. If I go to August, it goes to August. I click September, comes to September. That's how easy it is. All right. Okay, so let's go back to May. So while we're in May, I want to go to Monday. Okay, so on Monday, what do I have for school? Okay, I have math for Monday. Okay, some of you might have math Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's up to you guys. This is just an example. I have math Monday. I click on that and I see the calendar of May. Okay, so this view that I'm seeing, it's a total organizer for that Monday. This is my organizer for Monday, okay? So everything that has to do with Monday, it's right here. So on Monday, here are my class activities. Intro to algebra, you know, intro to scientific calculators, graph papers, assignment due dates, recommended textbooks. This was what we discussed in class that day. Okay, and during the section, or during the class time, the professor said some things about our first math quiz that will be coming up on the 21st. And all I had to do is just go here and just draw a line, or just a reminder that, okay, there is a first math quiz at 9 a.m. on this date. What I did, I went to draw, and I went to this draw with mouse or touch, and I click on that, and I just did that. Okay, that's what I did, and I changed the color to whatever color I want. All right, shall I change the color first? Okay, that's what I did, and then I just typed in what the professor said. I did the same thing here. First homework is due on the 25th, so I had to do the same thing here. Okay, so I went here, selected the green, click on that, the green is selected, and I just go there. That's what I did. All right, so while I'm showing you guys this review, I'm also teaching you guys some tricks, or showing you guys how I did some of the things I do. Okay, all right, so the next thing is like, okay, questions to ask. Sometimes I've been in class whereby the professor just kept talking, and he's just blowing past blowing past my head, and I'm like trying to figure out what he's saying, or trying to understand what he's talking about, and I don't, and I want to ask him I want to ask him some questions, but I couldn't ask him at that moment because he's probably, or he was in his groove. He's just going, and then I forget to ask him. I'm like, okay, you know what? Oh, this is very important, but I just forgot to ask him the question. So what I created here is a question box whereby you can just write down any question, during the course of you listening to the professor, and a question comes to your head, but you don't want to interrupt him at that moment. So you can just write your questions right here. So here I put, let me put this back. So here I put, is there a grade call for this class? This is just an example, so you can, when it's time for questions, you can just, start asking your questions that you put here, all your questions. All right. So the other place is notes. Like I said, this is not for you to take your class note. This is not a notebook for your subject, like to solve math or to write your papers or any of that. This is just, whatsoever, like whatever notes that is pertaining to your class, instructions, something to work on, remember, or focus on. Like books to buy or other materials to get for your specific subject class, or subject matter. This is just the space for that. You can write with a pen, or you can type on here as well. And here is a reminder for you to hydrate yourself, for you to drink water. And this, I just put an example here. Three of these big water bottle, that I put there. You can drink as much as you want for that. This is just something for you guys to do for yourself. You can check how many of this you want, but make sure you're drinking the water. If you don't drink it, don't check it, right? So right here is to-do list. Okay, this is for you to organize yourself. Also, like for next class, what do you want to bring to school? what did the professor say the first day of class for you to remember to buy or to bring. So right here, you're going to put them down. Buy the math textbook that he recommended, study up for the next class, buy a calculator, maybe a scientific calculator, like some of them are right here. So you just kind of reminding yourself, get a graph paper, complete, my homework. And right here you have homework due. You want to know what pages you've been asked to study or to do, to practice on. So here it says pages 15 to 45, algebra assignment to be submitted next class. So right here to confirm that you need to submit your homework, submit homework. And right here is just to remind you that that homework here is due, and this is the page, or these are the pages you need to study or practice on or work on for the homework for your next class. And right here will be your June. This space here, this box I created, will be your June month. Will always be the next month. So for June, let's go to June. For June, here I'm going to put the month of July, right? Because the month of June is right here already. So you don't want to create another month of June. So here will be the month of July, and so on. When we get to July, we'll put month of August right here. And I'll also include the individual month for you guys in the zip file, okay? So if you haven't subscribed, guys, please subscribe. This is a channel that would, bring you stuff like this, will teach you, tips and tricks like this, and we'll also be teaching you how to create planners like this. Even if you don't want to go the step by step to create the planners, I can create them and have you just download the template for free. And all I just ask for you to do is just, subscribe and also share the video. Also, if you want to donate, please go ahead. I will really appreciate that. Thank you, guys. All right, so let's go back to the month of May, Monday. So right here, we just covered Monday, okay? The good thing about this folder, about this template, I'm sorry, is that you can just duplicate, or you can just go to right click here and go to set as default. When you do that, every time you click on plus, it's going to duplicate this particular page. Okay, let me show you guys. So if I go there, right click, set as default. Okay, when I click on plus page, it just duplicated on another Monday. See, Monday, Monday. Okay, I go to view and I just reduce this. So everything that I did for this Monday is on this Monday. All right, so now I can decide to erase things out. I can take everything out from this Monday. Okay, I can just take everything out from this Monday, and I can make it Tuesday. Oops. I can call it Tuesday. And now I can plan, I can start organizing for Tuesday. But I've already done all of that here, so I'm just going to take this out. I don't need that. So I already have a Tuesday here, and this is a clean slate for Tuesday. And now I can start organizing for Tuesday just like the way I organized for Monday. See how simple and minimalistic this organizer is? You can call it the planner too, but it organizes you as a student. It helps you, to have that focus in school and in your classwork. And you can see I did this for math all the way. Now you can do also for chemistry, the same thing for physics and for computer science. You can do them like that. All I'm showing you is just a concept of what you can do with your subject. And I'm sorry if you're not a math student, if you're not into the sciences, if you are more into accounting, I just created one here, or other subject matters or other field. You can use that, you can use the same method. It applies to everything about being a student. This applies to that, okay? So Wednesday, the same thing. Thursday the same thing, Friday the same thing. Now, what about weekends? People might ask me, what about weekend? Here is the weekend. So if you click on this weekend, see it's totally different from this, right? Well, the format is the same, but if you look, I have assigned reading, but here I have class activities because on the weekend you don't have school. Those of you who go to school on Saturday, maybe it's different, but on the weekend you don't have school. So what I did here, I created a way whereby you can still be engaged with your organizer. You assign reading and practice. So for example, the weekend says Saturday, finish the math practice quiz. Remember that math practice quiz here? So you want to finish it, you want to complete it. So right here it was a to-do list for you, right? You study for the next class. So for the weekend you want to finish the math practice quiz, okay? And you also have your leisure time. So Netflix with family or by myself, workout sections, video games. If you play video games, I don't play video games. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not against it, but I just don't like to play it. Being creative, if you want to be creative to do something, make something that you like a hobby, or play your guitar, ride a bike, play the piano, whatever you want to do at that time. That's your leisure time. And here you can remind yourself, submit homework. Like on Monday, it says that, submit homework for the 25th. On your weekend, you still have that to remind yourself. It is so important for you guys, like if you're a student, not to forget to do your homework and not to forget to submit your homework, okay? Some professors don't give you a second chance. You don't submit it, you fail, okay? So this is very important to always have that reminder in your calendar and to have it right there, okay? And here I just put, for example, 29th, no classes. So that might be a long weekend for that person or for me, okay? So also Saturday, because it's a weekend doesn't mean you can hydrate, so keep that hydration going, okay? And here you can put whatever notes you want to put here, okay? And your to-do list, has the complete my algebra homework, finish the practice quiz, go to the gym, which coincide with this, call mom, take a nap, review last class session, do my laundry. And right here, if you've completed this quiz and if you've completed your homework here, you can just check that and you can write it here, completed homework. What homework did you complete? Did you complete algebra? Did you complete factors? Did you complete any other homework that is given to you here? Let's say any of these subject or topics, calculus, did you complete that? You write it right here. So you just say calculus. Yep. Okay. So you can write that here, and you know that these homeworks are done, they are completed. So when you go to school, you submit them. All right. And here is your June. So when you download this template, it's going to come in a zip file. In that zip file, you're going to get, when you open it, in that zip file, you're going to get this. All right. I created the June, so you guys can just start going already because June is coming. But I don't know which school start, like who go to school in June. Due to this coronavirus, every program is probably stopped for now. Every school is closed for now. But this is a concept, like I said, to show you guys how to organize your studies. When you go back to school, you can use my video. You can go back to this video and rewatch it and see how you can reorganize yourself again. All right. So when you open June, you're going to see all of this. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and the weekend. All right. And for May, you see the same thing. All right. You have the same thing there. And now PowerPoint Editable. If I click on that, these are the three: master, edit, overview, page, and weekend. These are the ones you will be able to edit. Each one of these represents everything here. Okay, don't worry guys, I know you don't see the calendar here and the monthly individual calendars. I will include them in the description and you see them included here. Okay, all right, so when you click on, if you want to edit any of these sections or anything within this organizer, you can do that. You can go to the file that says PowerPoint Editable and you can double click on them and they will open. I've already done that. So when I open then, let's say the master edit, so right here you can edit that. You can change this to, you know, whatever you want to change it to. This one says class activities. You can change it to whatever you want. This says questions to ask. You can change it to whatever you want. This says hydrate. You can just change it to water or water break. You can. This is homework. You can put it assignment to do. To-do list. You can just put it to do. Notes. You can just put it as whatever you want to put it. Okay. And for overview page, I showed you guys that already, I think. So it's right here. Okay. You guys can change them. And for the last one, the weekend, you guys can go there too and change whatever you want to change. Leisure time, you can just put watch TV all day. Make sure you do your assignments though. Here you can just put whatever you want to put there, and remember you have to put the next month for this. So in this case, this is May. For this, you're going to put June month. Okay, so guys, that is the short form of this preview that I want to show you guys. You know, this is very important for students. You know, this organizer is very important, and you guys can use this, you know, throughout your studies, throughout your time in school. You know, why, you know, did I create this? You know, I created it for students because I was once a student and I knew how tough it was just to stay organized sometimes. You know, but using this, it's going to help you guys a lot. You know, if you want to form a habit of studying, if you want to form a habit of being organized, you want to start with this. You want to start with something like this. If you already have something that helps you out, maybe if you want to add to this, you can do that. That's why I created an editable file for you guys to be able to edit, you know, each template yourself. If you have something that already works for you, but you think you like this and you want to incorporate some of those things you have right now in your other organizer into this, you can do it. See, you can move things around. You can move this here, okay? And you can create a duplicate if you want. And you can move this right here and create something new. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. And then you can save them, you know? So this is, you know, to help you better organize your studies, and it's also for students who want to carry their course load handy, mobile, without, you know, always without always losing them, or you know, like when I was a student, it was so hard, guys, to stay organized sometimes because of the course load that I have or that I had. You know, here, for example, I put this guy mathematics 4 credits, 6 credits for chemistry, 5 for physics and stuff like that. You know, some of them, you know, each individual class will have their own course load, will have their own specificity by the professor, by this textbook, by this lab workbook, you know, by this lab codes, by this, by that, by your own microscope. I hope they don't ask you to buy your own microscope, but buy your own lenses, like your goggles, and buy your own this, buy your own that. It's so hard sometimes to keep up. So sometimes I write all these things down, and then I get home and I can't find them. But this is in your mobile phone, this is in your computer, this is in your it's on your tablet, so you can always go back and look at them and organize yourself better. you know First day of school sometimes could be messy. If you are not organized, you will just crumble in the first day of school. You're missing papers, you're missing your room number, you don't even know where your room number is, so you come late to class because you forgot what your room number is. That's why I have this here, so you guys can have classes and credit, and then you have classes, room number, and credit. So here you can put, okay, mathematics is room 101, chemistry is 102, physics is 103. You can write down your room number here, and it will help you guys a lot. These are and other reasons are the main purpose I created this. Not just for me, because I'm no longer in school. I'm no longer a student or like going to school, but I'm a student of life, which means I'm always learning. But going to school and writing and doing all this stuff, I don't do that anymore. But for people out there who are trying to go back to school, and this will help you guys a lot. All right, so please subscribe and like this video, share this video to people you believe will benefit from this. If you think, okay, I'm not going to benefit from this because I'm no longer a student, but at least you have maybe a son, a daughter, a nephew, a niece, a friend, a co-worker who has a daughter who is going back to school, you can give this to them. Like I said, it's free to download. Share this video to them, and they can download it and organize it the way they want to. And it's going to be a blessing to them. It's going to be a blessing to somebody who has never been organized before will learn how to be organized and take this to school, and it will help them. They might even share it with their friends. It's not just for you, it's for people around you too. So please go ahead and download it. The link is below, and like this video and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Please help me grow this channel. Subscribe if you haven't, and like this video. Leave your comments below, ask your questions below, and I'll be willing to help you guys. Any questions you want to ask about what you just saw today or about any of my videos, please go ahead and ask the questions. All right, and I will be sure to reply you guys. Thank you so much, and don't forget, if you want to donate, go ahead and donate. I will really appreciate that. And I want to throw a shout out to people who have donated. Example is Christy. She donated, and I really appreciate that. And a lot of you who are doing it, thank you guys so much. God bless you, and have a blessed weekend. Bye bye.